to our honorable and faithful leaders, I want to say thank you.
Homefront, the revolution. Great name. Tell me about the revolution within this world that is Homefront.
So Homefront the Revolution is an open world first-person shooter set in an occupied Philadelphia. You're dropped into the boots of a resistance soldier named Ethan Brady, and your mission is to fight the North Korean occupying force and inspire the people to rise up and join you. We've created an all-new alternate history that leads to an all-new alternate future. There are some key divergence points with our own timeline. What if the US hadn't landed on the moon? Or what if Apple had been founded closer to Kaesong than Cupertino?
We have awoken from our wasteful sleep and taken responsibility for our future.
The idea is that you are a guerrilla fighter using fairly dirty tactics to strike back at people that have occupied your homeland.
One of the cool things I enjoy about the game itself is that they always have that feel that it's not your typical shooter. This isn't something where you just run in, kill everything, guns a-blazing, and then you win, you're the most dominant force ever. You guys really take us through the feeling of maybe I should be a little bit more stealthy and not go gung-ho.
So one of the core pillars of this game is guerrilla warfare, and part of that is actually kind of an inverse power fantasy from most other games. Most other games, you are sort of that unstoppable force that just encounters a group of enemies, plows through them, and keeps pushing forward. It takes a bit of time to adjust your mentality to think like a guerrilla fighter. When you encounter a group of enemies, sometimes the best option is not to engage at all and try and get around them. But you know, if you do have to, then you just want to cause as much damage as you can to open up an escape for yourself, and it requires you to have a very, very keen awareness of what's around you, right? And it's something that you don't get in a linear game where, again, you can only go forward. Now you're thinking, okay, I've got an alley to this direction, I've got an open sewer in this direction, and I've got a fire escape behind me. So if this goes south, and it usually does because the response is overwhelming, you're outnumbered, you're outgunned, I'm going to pick one of those, and I'm going to improvise an escape route.
What is it like getting to create a world like this? It's very Philip K. Dick-esque style of world where what happens if, creating that, but make it feel authentic like it might have actually could have happened.
One of the things that I think sets Homefront apart is investigating how people deal with living under an occupation. We know that when things like Hurricane Sandy hit the East Coast, the gas lines could be a couple of miles long, and the water is only on shelves for about 3 hours after the announcement that the storm is incoming. And imagine that over a longer term, you start to see interesting ingenuity come into play of people collecting rainwater from their gutters or like doing some gardening on their tiny little apartment balconies. And it's things like that that you don't see in other games.